What's up, gamers? Santos here with another edition of Fail Gaming. In today's video, we're going to be playing a little Tera Online. It's now free to play. So if you haven't tried it, I suggest you do, especially if you're an MMO fan and are tired with the regular old MMOs. It's a little bit of a change, but not much. Let's go ahead and take a look. We are playing the prologue here. When you create your character and select your race and your what you want to be in the game, you will load up to a screen that will ask you if you want to play the prologue or if you want to go straight to the island. If you go straight to the island, you start at level 1 and you start leveling your character. Well, uh, the reason you're on the island is explained here in the prologue. So if you want a little bit of backstory, if you want to know why you're on the island, play the prologue. It'll help you get used to the gameplay mechanics. Like I said, this isn't your normal MMO. It's got a little bit of a hitch in it where instead of you casting your spells on a selected target, you're gonna be putting your crosshairs on it. Right here, you see I skipped forward a little bit, just because it's really the same old when it comes to questing. You really can't make an MMO too many different ways without it having some similarity. Even Guild Wars 2, which is different from your basic MMO, you still have your kill X quests, or even if they want to hide it behind a oh, it's a zone quest. You popped in the zone and now an event started. It's still a quest that kill X. I mean, you can play through in Guild Wars. You can play through. I have several characters that I've been playing with a few max level, and you can play through a zone and never do the same chain of quests in a row like you did the first time you played through, because it is on a timer, but it basically still is the same type of quest, even though they give you a bunch of different ways to play it. And that's going to be every MMO. So that's one thing you have to get used to. MMOs are basically broken down now to get into endgame, unless you're SWTOR, and it's all about the leveling process, because that's what they had prevalent in their games, was the questing, and the leveling and the storytelling was really, really awesome. I'm going to skip ahead to some more combat sequences here. I don't want to fill up with just me running around in the combat. If you want to do it, you can take a look at the prologue for yourself. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about the action bar. You see down at the bottom in the middle you have 1 through 6, and then you have above that F1 through F6. Now you can change that up if you want by going into the settings. You can unlock the rest of the action bar 7 through equal, and then have that down there, and then F1 through F12 if you so choose, by doing a little things. You can add a few more bars, but you don't really need it. Right here you see I'm level 20, and those would be the skills I would have available to me at 20, including 2 pots that I have there. And then the third little bar has 3 buttons in it, and that would be your left click, your right click, and your tab. Now you can keybind your buttons to other keys if you want. I did not. I left it at the normal. Then you have your little chat box there to the left, that's like always, and then up top you have your health and your mana bar, and then right underneath that you see a little bit to the right there is an enemy bar. It looks like there, from what I was attacking. Then you have your little mini map screen, your little mini map circle to the top right of the screen. It's pretty standard. Once you start playing and you get on the island, you will notice that right above the controller, which I'll talk about in a second, there's going to be another map on your screen, and that map will have directions to your next quest. Like if you have to go talk to somebody, it'll show it. Also, if you open up your log, your quest log, you can go to the quest itself, and if there's any writing in the quest log, like go kill turtles or whatever, turtles should be in blue, and if you click on it, it'll put it up on your mini map showing you where the turtle spawn points are, so you can run over there. It makes it a little bit easier. Now let's talk about getting to that. You've seen probably a little bit of me opening my menu. You see there is no menu on the screen, and that's for one reason in particular. Your mouse does not have a cursor that you control. Rather, it controls your peripheral vision, your left or right, and your up and down. So if you were to leave your hand off the keyboard and just spin your or move your mouse left or right, you'd look left and right and up and down. If you did it, you moved your mouse up and down. The way you run in this game is your standard WASD keys. You run around using those, and then you use in conjunction with the mouse to run whichever way. So if you want to run like forward and then to the right, you're gonna hold W and then turn to the right in your mouse. There really is no way to strafe in this. If you hit A, you're running to the left, and if you hit D, you run to the right. So technically, that is your strafing, as you saw there. I ran backwards. Instead of backpedaling, you actually turn around and run away. So you have to be careful if you're hitting attack forward and you accidentally hit back to like take a couple steps back. In this game, you will turn around and you will do your attack behind you, since your mouse does control your camera. Now, if you wanted to pull up your cursor to go into your menu, just hit the Alt button, and that will pull up your menu as well as give you your cursor on the screen, so your mouse will control your cursor, and then you can move around, and then you can click on. We're gonna move a little bit forward. This is the mini boss in the prologue. You're gonna see me fighting it here. Onto you see on the screen also, it gives you these little nice little hints. You can turn that off if you want, but if you haven't, I suggest you keep it on. It's some nifty little hints to tell you. Right there is telling me to challenge you shout, but I already have aggro on the thing. I did it anyway, just so the thing would go away, but I already had aggro on the mob, so I did not have to really use my taunt. I could save it. You see there, I tried to block, but since my left click is my attack, my right click is my shield. I pop up my shield and I can block attacks. You really couldn't block his spell attack there, so that wasn't too good. You see my health is kind of low. Let's talk about the joystick. You see there at the bottom right hand of your screen. Now, this joystick, the game can be played with a controller. You do not need to have keyboard and mouse. Most of the times you play, with the exception of DCUO, you can play the game just as good with a keyboard, if not better, with a keyboard and mouse as you could with a joystick. I know some people have tried to play, myself included, World of Warcraft with a joystick, and I have succeeded using add-ons or out-of-game add-ons to map my buttons to the keyboard, and I've been able to play World of Warcraft and grind and do some stuff, leveling on some alts while just laying in bed or something, which is fine. But if you're gonna be doing like a dungeon or where you're gonna be like a tank or a healer, I suggest you use keyboard and mouse. With the exception of DCUO. DCUO actually plays more like a console game, so in that game, I think it's better to use a controller than the keyboard and mouse because it for me anyway, it's easier. But you might be able to use keyboard and mouse just as good. In this game, it's the same thing. You can use a keyboard and mouse, which I suggest using it. I think it's better because you have so many attacks and stuff. And as you see there, you only have 4 mapped to the joystick. So I suggest you use a keyboard and mouse if you can. But if you want, you can use a PS3 controller or a Xbox 360 controller. It's showing the Xbox or the PlayStation controller right there, just because I have both of them plugged into my computer. I was playing Sonic with my nephew, Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. I downloaded it so they could play it. So I was playing with my nephews, and I left both of them attached to my computer. So it picked up that I had a PS3. But if you unplug the PS3 and just have the Xbox, it'll show you an Xbox controller. The buttons for the Xbox controller, the red, yellow, green, and blue. Using the controller isn't as bad, especially since you don't have to control a cursor to play, but you will have to use the cursor to navigate the menus and stuff, which you really don't even need that. But then if you wanted to chat and party, if you're not using Ventrilo or TeamSpeak client, you'd probably have to chat, which the keyboard would help you out. Or you hear right here in the background, I am talking to a friend while playing this. We're both going through the prologue at the same time. The plan is to play some more games. Tera, obviously, a little bit further to see some of the dungeons. So we're playing as a heal tank combo. Obviously, I am the tank, and he's going to be playing the healer. So you'll hear some more commentary as we record some more videos and get higher. I'm probably going to leave a lot of the fluff out. Fluff being the mindless questing. And when we do a dungeon, I'll make sure to get that recorded so you guys can check that out. We're also going to be playing some games like Neverwinter. We both are in the beta. The first beta weekend is actually going on right now, but it's only for the people that have bought the $200 package. What the fuck is that? But once the Neverwinter opens it up for just the regular beta testers and not the ones that have paid for their beta testing, we will be showing you a little bit more of the Neverwinter game. I'm excited for that game. That's another free-to-play game. So obviously, being a huge D&D guy, I am excited to play it, even though it's probably not going to be more. It's not going to be a traditional D&D game. It's going to be more based on the combat than anything, and D&D's always been on the RP. But hey, you can make it fun, make your own dungeons, whatever. So it's free to play. Just enjoy. If you don't like it, you don't have to play it. A couple other games that I'm gonna be probably playing, if I can get my friend to play it, is DCUO and do some videos on that, as well as some other MMOs and some other games that are not MMOs. So keep an eye out for on my channel for future games. I will be posting them from time to time as best as I can. And thanks for watching, guys. See ya.